I'm working on my single and the stigma. I'm recording the bridge, I mean hook part because I found that out that I don't really know what reference track to pick for my single. So basically I'm working on a track. I went on YouTube to find some instrumentals that I liked to reference for the song, and I'm excited about the song because it's really deep song, very vulnerable song about having someone be there for me when I couldn't be there for myself. Sometimes in life, not sometimes, but we all need someone who could just be there to hear us out when we're going through our struggles and we're going through tough moments where we feel like we're just in a dark space and we can't really confide in our own selves, and we have to look for outside resources to gain our energy. And this song is a song that um is a reminder that um I am enough um to be heard out and to seek the help that I needed at the time that I needed it. And the song is very dear to me because of the fact that, I had someone be there for me. Um, and this whole record, it was like 20, I think I've probably written like 30 or more songs about this situation that I had encountered with a mentor of mine that I had the privilege of knowing for like 4 years. And I had to come to grips where the situation was it was very, mentally exhausting, for lack of better words. It was mentally abusive, and just going through that situation um reminded me of my self-worth. Um because up until that point I was very um I treated myself as someone who didn't love myself and didn't care about my well-being. As sad as that may sound, I had I was wrestling with demons behind the scenes, and I realized um that yes, it's okay to confide in people. Yes, it's okay to write things out. Yes, it's okay to cry. Yes, it's okay to cry myself to sleep sometimes, even though like it feels weird to say that, but like, it's good to be able to just, I guess, release, those emotions and not let it be stuck in my soul. And then when I needed to have someone there, that they were readily available um to do so, or to be there for me. Um sorry, I have a cough drop. But yeah, I know in life we can't do this alone. Um, we need people to hold space. We need people to remind us of our worth and why we're here, um, and who we are meant to serve. And I want um my desire is for the song to just impact you in a way that, you know, that it impacted me when I wrote the song, months ago, when I was in dark space where I didn't really know who to turn to or who to speak about, some of the stuff that I had going on behind the scenes, because I was in shame. And at this point I was hearing a lot of stories, um listening to a lot of videos, and I did so much inner work when I was going through the situation while writing this record. I um I was in a point where I clung on to like anything I had. I had to just define myself, um, whether it was a affirmation, whether it was a motivational video. Um, I have so many books on my shelf right now. Uh, every single book that has helped me stay grounded. Every motivational video I had on repeat constantly. And some of the videos were like, oh, like, you're not a victim and stuff like that. And I honestly was disgusted by the word, and I feel like God was trying to tell me like, I'm not a victim of my circumstances, but I'm also stronger um because of the situation. And I didn't know how strong I was until I went into the situation with a mentor, and I didn't really know like how even getting up out of bed despite going through this was a big accomplishment for me, because again, up to that point I was just like, I had like either two choices. I had um um either I was going to not be here for people I love, or you know what I mean, and or just continue to just accept how this person was treating me. And it's like, I know I deserve better. I know I deserve better, and I do know that. And that's why I decided to get out of um this person's um I guess, I had to remove myself from the equation, for lack of a better words, because it's like I know all the things I fought for so many years, and having a voice to speak to people who don't have a voice. Um, and I am their voice, and not even as a in a cocky way, like, like I'm speaking for people um who have lost their voice over the years because of shame and guilt, and of people um who devalue and discredit their voice in this society nowadays. And it's like, the things I've been through, even with the situation, like I feel like I learned so much about myself that it's like I want to be able to share, all these songs with you guys, with you, to remind you like to keep going, like, and I'm talking to myself too, like when I was going through so much stuff, excuse me, um I was going through so much stuff, and I didn't know how to cope with like my inner demons. I kind of just was like, I put on this face, this facade, um, and then there was a time when I spoke to this person. I said, okay, I can't, I can't do this. Like, I can't continue to accept how you're treating me. Like, I'm a human being, and I deserve to be treated like one. Um, and I did admit the faults that I had in that personal relationship. I mean, I'm sorry, professional. Um, relationship. And um, so with that being said, it's like I don't necessarily know why I had to go through it. Even the person who held space for me was kept on asking, like, okay, like, do you feel like, you know what I mean? Like, you have moments where ask like, okay, why did I go through this with God? And it's like, well, it's like looking back at the situation, like I have all these freestyles and all these songs I've written about it, and it's like, all of it was healing. And I noticed that like it all came down to like self-worth, really, because it's like you could go through a situation once, twice, three times, but unless you really understand like the lesson in that situation, God is gonna continue to put that in the forefront, regardless if you believe in a high power or not, or just in general of like just in life, like you go through things once, twice, three times, maybe four times for you to learn the lesson. It's not just for um, a coincidence that you're going through these things. And I realized when I was going through some stuff that I needed to not only vent and heal and do a lot of inner work and be closed off a little bit just so I could just hear my own voice, so to speak, or hear God's voice, speaking through me, through people, videos, and all things like that, to get me back to where I am today. On the other side of it, thank God, because I know that I didn't go through this situation for no reason. Even though at times I'm just like, okay, why did I have to go through this? Like, why me? And I was playing victim because I felt like I was one. And hearing all these victim, I guess, ask, videos was kind of brought that and reinforced that victim mentality. So I decided to alter the narrative because I said not I can't just give up, like, even though like I did, like I'm just like, well, I remembered, like, okay, who am I doing this for? Like, who am I serving with all the stuff that I'm going through? Like, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I cannot give up. That there's people who I don't even know, like, in the back of my mind, like I always think about that, like that I'm serving, even though like I haven't even met them yet. Like in my mind, I'm always going back to like, oh, that song I wrote, like it's meant to serve somebody. Like it's on my computer or it's on my hard drive or Dropbox. Like that freestyle that I did, that's on my phone that I haven't revisited. That's gonna serve somebody. Like the stuff that I've been through is gonna serve somebody. It's like it's not for me to just like enjoy it, in my computer. It's not serving anybody. So, um, with that being said, it's like I got to the space where a lot of these things were happening. Like I was down, like there was moments when I'm just like, okay, I need to get up because like this situation is going to kill me. And I I told myself like, okay, I'm stronger than this. It's like, and I don't want to always feel like this way, but I need to make an effort to get better. I need to confide in a person. I need to be, I need to write it out. I need to freestyle about the situation. I need to read a book. I need to heal. And like, I think, you know, not think, but I know when um people who face like mental abuse, it's so hard to see the next step because we're so stuck in a situation that we're just like, we don't see light. It's like a shroud of darkness over our heads. And it's like to take the first steps, it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of, grit, tenacity. Like it just takes a lot of strength and power, and inner work to be able to to just step into a different atmosphere, so to speak, in your mind. And that's what I had to do. I had to step into a different mental space where it's like, okay, I need to remind myself like who I am fighting for, like who am I, who am I ministering to that need through the stuff that I'm going through, like, what's the reason? And then when I started to look back at